Hello, happy Saturday, Facebook. I am back on here again with another live video. I'm going to give a couple seconds to see who shows up. This is like unlike me to show up on a Saturday. I usually try to do these during the week, but it just felt right. There's a message that's kind of been on my mind lately that I've been talking about with my clients and just women in general. So I felt it was important to hop on here and share that. So if you are watching, I would love to know who's here. If you can just go ahead and leave a comment or send a like, something that lets me know you are here. I see Sarah's here and Stephanie and Lisa. Thank you so much, ladies, for hopping on. So my name is Holly Toronto. I am a health and body confidence coach. So I help women who are struggling to lose weight through dieting. I help them lose weight, build confidence in their bodies, and ultimately just really fall in love with themselves. And the approach that I use is called the non-diet approach. So what I do is I help women choose the foods that naturally energize them, that feel really good for their bodies, using their own intuition and their own instincts for what works for them. And I also help them settle into the weight that works for their unique body. So again, if you're watching, I would love to know who's here. So if you send a like or a heart or leave a comment, I also want to know what you're thinking as I'm sharing this message so I can answer any questions. Hi, Agnes. Awesome. So speaking of weight, this again has come up a lot in conversations that I've been having with clients lately. This has come up a lot in conversations that I've just been having with women in general about their weight. So there are many different schools of thought when it comes to weight and if our weight is actually directly correlated back to our health. So the place that I come from in my practice and what I work with my clients on is that weight is not always indicative of overall health. So there's a theory called weight set point theory. And this theory can be challenging for people who may have struggled with eating disorders in the past or any sort of body dysmorphia, or someone who might be really attached to having like a certain weight on the scale to say something. This theory can be really challenging at first, but once we start to integrate it and accept it into our experience, it can lead to just such freedom in our experience of our bodies and in our experience with food. So I know that it completely changed my life when I actually started to understand it and accept it. And I'm going to share a little bit more on that towards the end of this video. So what is weight set point theory? So weight set point theory is each individual person has a weight set point. And the weight set point is the weight range in which your body is programmed to function optimally. So this theory holds that one's body will fight to maintain a specific weight range. And everyone has a specific weight range. And much like your height or your eye color or your skin color, you can't change it. It is biologically a part of you. And everyone's weight set point is different. For instance, I am a 5'7" woman, and my weight set point is between 140 and 150 pounds. However, I know that there's many other 5'7" women, many in my life, who have a weight set point that's lower, maybe like the 120 to 130. They potentially have a smaller frame than me, or maybe it's larger than mine. It's more in the 160 to 170 range. So weight set point can actually be in about a 10 to 20 pound range. And your body in this range is still functioning optimally. It is still healthy. So for me, again, I'm between that 140 and that 150, and I've absolutely been above it. And I know what that feels like and mentally, and I know what that feels like in this body. And then I've also been below it, and I know how challenging it is to maintain that, because when your body goes below your weight set point, your appetite and your metabolism will actually adjust to get you back in line with what's optimal for your body. And again, this can be really, really frustrating for people, especially if you have an attachment to a certain number on a scale, or you've taken one of those silly quizzes that tell you what your happy weight should be, or you've looked at any sort of like body mass or body weight recommendations at a doctor's office that don't include, all the different physiological reasons why your body might weigh a certain amount, and your family history, all of those types of things. There's 8 billion different bodies on the planet, 8 billion different weight set points. And also, when we're constantly, especially as women, bombarded with images of what healthy looks like, that can be really challenging, right? There's this stigma, there's this one specific sort of body that's oftentimes signifies health, and that's just not, it's just ridiculous. It's just craziness. So your health and your weight are as individual as you are. And it also feels really important for me to share that I weigh 143.6 pounds. That is how much I weigh. And I am about 8 pounds heavier than I was last year at this time when I was at my thinnest. And sure, when I was at my thinnest, did I get a lot of attention? Like, oh, Holly, you're so you have a 6-pack now, and you're so thin, and you're so good for being able to maintain this diet. Like, yeah, I wrapped up a lot of my self-worth and my virtue in being able to maintain this weight. But ultimately, what was going on inside my head as I was trying to maintain this was just a lot of deprivation, a lot of restriction, a lot of making meaning about what the scale said or what somebody else was telling me, validating for me, right? And I'm 8 pounds heavier this year. My body has got back up within its weight set point, and I feel better than ever. I feel happier than ever. And I know that 8 pounds means nothing about me as far as being a health coach and being able to support women when it comes to their own unique health. I know it means nothing about me as far as my attractiveness. I know it means nothing about me in general. It is just a number, 143.6. So I want to invite you into just exploring for yourself, okay, well, what's my weight set point? Get curious about it. It's not something you have to know right away. It's something that you can definitely work to figure out, and start to practice not really making much meaning out of what the number says on the scale. Oftentimes we can get really attached to this 1 or 2 pounds, especially as women. Our body weight fluctuates so much throughout the month. I just would invite you to kind of get curious about okay, what might my weight set point be? And if this is something that you're feeling like you need a little bit of support in, this is what I do. If you're unsure what your weight set point is, or maybe you feel like you're above it and you really would like support in getting below it in a safe and sustainable way, or not below it, into it, I should say, in a safe and sustainable way, or maybe you're below it and you don't know how to get back on track, I would be happy to support you. I'm still doing a few free discovery calls this week, so I'm going to post a link in the comments. If this is something that you would like to take further into a conversation with me, I'd be happy to support you. But in the meantime, I hope that this message was inspiring to you. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them. And yeah, until next time, have a beautiful weekend, my friends. Bye, everybody.